Hello everybody and welcome to my new video here on YouTube, and today I'm going to show you 10 things that you should consider before traveling to Portugal. So the first thing that I consider that is very important is the shoes that you bring. I would recommend definitely sneakers because Portugal is a country that is not flat at all. So we have a lot of hills, and also the pavement, it's called calçada portuguesa, which is a type of floor that we have all around Portugal, and sometimes it's quite hard to walk in it. So it's quite good if you have good sneakers that you are very comfortable wearing them and that you are used to wear them for a while. Second thing to consider is the codfish. We here in Portugal, we eat a lot of codfish and we usually cook it in many different ways. So if you're coming here to Portugal to visit the country, you should definitely try more than one type of codfish. The third thing I'm also going to talk about is also the gastronomy. Even though we have a lot of codfish and codfish is one of the main things we have here in Portugal, our gastronomy is very diverse and unique. So almost each region that you visit here in Portugal have their own dish, and you should definitely try the different types of food that we have in each region. Of course, the food in the south area is more like fishy and seafood, but if you go to the north of Portugal, you will find more dishes with meat. And that's also interesting to see and to taste the different flavors that you can find in different regions. Fourth thing to consider is that Portugal is a country that has a lot of beaches in the south area, and it's the most popular one, which is called Algarve. Of course, this one is the popular one, but it's also the most crowded. So if you are coming to visit Portugal and you are thinking in having a beach time, I would definitely recommend to explore the Atlantic coast of Portugal that goes from north to south. It's quite unique, it's also very nice and warm like the south. Maybe the water is a bit colder than in Algarve, of course, because sometimes they receive some heat waves from Africa, which make the whole the water and also the weather to be warmer. But of course, in the summer, whole Portugal is very warm, so it won't be a problem, and it's also very nice to explore. You can rent a car in Portugal because it's quite easy, and you can go exploring the different beaches that you have from north to south. Fifth thing to consider is that Porto and Lisbon, they are the most popular and known cities here in Portugal, but the country is full of different places and different cities to visit, so I would definitely recommend you to go on a car trip and visit different locations all around the country from north to south, because you will find unique vegetation, you will find unique food, and also unique people with different accents that will take you through the history of the place. I think you will earn a lot of culture, and you will definitely explore the whole country and have a different perspective from the tourists that only come to Portugal just to visit the main cities. The sixth thing that I'm going to consider is the wine. Wines here in Portugal are very good, and Portugal is known by having one of the most unique wines that it's from a specific region very close to Porto city, which is called the Douro wine or the Porto wine. By any chance, if you are visiting Porto, I would definitely recommend you to visit the Porto wine cellars that you can find in Porto city. Then you can visit the cellars, have a wine tasting, and also enjoy a bit of the history behind it. It's quite nice. And also you can do boat trips on the Douro River. It's also very popular, and sometimes you can find some of those where you can have some wine tasting. Seventh thing to consider is the coffee. Here in Portugal, we really like to have a coffee, but it's not the same type of coffee that we drink in the rest of Europe. We drink very short ones, like espresso coffee, and not a big glass of coffee. Of course, you have Starbucks here in Portugal that sells big coffees, but that's not the popular coffee from Portugal. Here in Lisbon, and I think in Porto they don't have the same name, but we call it bica, and it's this short coffee. So out of curiosity, here in Lisbon we also have a neighborhood, one of the old ones, very unique and different, that it's also called bica. Eighth thing to consider is the olive oil. So Portugal is also known for the wine, but also for the olive oil. We have very good olives. You can also eat the olives as they are, but we also do olive oil, and can be different from region to region. You have the olive oil from the north, but also the south area, in an area called Alentejo, which is in between Lisbon and Algarve. And I'm putting here a photo so you can see where it's placed, and you can go there and have some olive oil tasting. Usually they put some small dishes with different types of olive oil, and you can just put a little bit of bread on it and taste, because we have a lot of different types of olives. Each one produces a different type of olive oil. The ninth thing to consider, I would say, is the Portuguese islands. So we have the mainland, where we have Porto, Lisbon, Algarve, Alentejo, Guimarães, Guarda, Bragança, but we also have two archipelagos. So we have Madeira and Azores, and they are both located in the Atlantic Sea and around an hour and an hour 30 from Portugal mainland. Azores is composed by 9 volcanic islands, and these islands are very nice to visit. They are very traditional, and I would recommend as well to rent a car, because the islands are quite small and usually it's not very easy to go by public transportation. So I would definitely recommend you to rent a car. Also in Azores, they are very known by their beautiful landscapes and also by their food. They have a lot of good cheeses and they have a lot of cows, so that's something very popular from Azores. They also have very nice flowers, they have very good tea, they have pineapples, typically from Azores, and they also have an amazing temperature almost all year round. Then we have Madeira. Madeira is a bit more tropical than Azores, I would say. Also, it's closer to Africa than Azores. This island is also known by the good gastronomy. They have a lot of different types of fruit, especially passion fruit is one of the things that you should go for when you visit Madeira. And also they have a lot of beautiful flowers and beautiful landscapes as well. I think the views are a bit different from Azores, and they are different, but they are still very nice. Madeira also has mild temperatures almost all year round, and you can enjoy, especially in winter time, it's quite good to just escape for a small tour for a couple of days, because the weather is way better than Portugal mainland, for example. And the last thing, but not the least, is the weather. Weather in Portugal, it's quite good, and now that I have experienced some time in Denmark, very much appreciate the weather here in Portugal way more than before, because the weather here is just amazing. We don't have hard winters like the north of Europe, and also our summers are very warm. We can have temperatures up to 40 degrees, and also in the summer usually it doesn't go below 5, at least here in Lisbon. Of course, in the north of Portugal we have some places with snow, like Serra da Estrela, and that mountain specifically we usually have snow during the winter. We have also some regions in the north of Portugal where sometimes the temperatures go below 0, but of course it's not the whole country. If you go from Lisbon to Alentejo and Algarve, the temperature is not super cold in the winter, but in the summer it can get very warm. Also in the north of Portugal, keep in mind that if you visit the north of Portugal in the summer, you would get a lot of very warm temperatures, like 40 degrees is quite easy to get. Here are the 10 things I think you should consider before visiting Portugal, and if you are thinking in visit Lisbon and Portugal, that's cool and that's nice to visit, but I would definitely recommend you to explore more of the country, because you will find unique things that you can't even imagine and you are not expecting it, because people don't talk too much about it. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I hope you guys can make a like and a comment so you can give me feedback on the video, and also don't forget to go my Instagram. I've been posting some stuff about Lisbon, and also don't forget to subscribe my channel, and I hope you guys have enjoyed. Thank you. Bye.